Hello everyone, welcome to Set Time Free's YouTube channel. I'm Gökçe, board member at the Set Time Free. Set Time Free is a women-led initiative founded in 2018 to raise awareness about human rights and social issues. So to this day, we organize language classes for refugees in Greece and empowerment seminars for women and children. But beyond the advocacy, we empower the young people through education, leadership, and service to remind the world that youth are not the only voices of change, but the agents of justice, compassion, and innovation. So on the occasion of the International Youth Day, we have some incredible guests here with us, and I am excited to introduce them. First, we have Kekanis Rosie, is an Uyghur American writer and inspiring author of books for children and young adults. She takes inspiration from her faith, ethnic heritage, and immigrant experience to weave together stories that transcend culture and time. So, from her own words, when she's not writing, she's reading voraciously and listening to Hans Zimmer epically, playing the piano badly, and watching F1 avidly. She lives in Northern Virginia with her numerous imaginary friends and foes with whom she maladaptively daydreams. I love that bio. So you can sign up to receive updates on her upcoming debut children's fantasy novel from her website, krfoenix.com. We'll be sharing this later. And welcome, Kekanus. And next, we are joined by Selim Kılıç, is a 20 years old entrepreneur and business owner. He graduated from CUNY Brooklyn College with bachelor degree in international business. In 2002, during his final year of university, he launched his current own packaging supply business, and he's been still operating until today, since today. And we also have with us Sena Kandil, who is also another business owner, but also graphic design and media teacher. So he's also inspiring young people and mentor and founder of Kandil Designs. And she blends her values and passion for design in her free time. She enjoys traveling, exploring new hobbies, and spending time with her family and cats. And finally, I would like to introduce my co-host, who is also a board member of Set Time Free, Bushra. She is a corporate professional, community volunteer, and lifelong creative who believes in the power of art and conversation to spark change. As an immigrant woman, she brings resilience and adaptability to her work, using her experiences to connect with and uplift others. So her daily life is full of creating, whether repurposing clothing, painting, or writing, and she sees every act of making as a form of activism. This is like what we do in Saturn Free, actually. So passionate about giving young people a voice, and Bishra creates space where ideas can flourish, cultures can connect, and innovation can cross borders. So welcome again, Bishra. Please, floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gökçe. I'm very excited to be here today. So before we begin, I want to acknowledge the reason why we are here today, which is International Youth Day. This is a day to celebrate the creativity, resilience, and leadership of young people all over the world, and to remind ourselves that the ideas and energy of youth can cross every border, cultural, geographical, or personal. This year's official UN theme for International Youth Day is Local Youth Actions for the Sustainable Development Goals and Beyond. The theme emphasizes how young people are turning the global sustainable development goals into real actions at the community level, whether through innovation, social initiatives, or entrepreneurial ventures. Today events is all about stories of how ideas turn into actions, how dreams survive challenges, and how the next generation of entrepreneurs are shaping our future in so many different ways. So our flow is going to be, we have a little bit of spotlights for each our amazing young entrepreneurs, and then we are going to have a roundtable conversations to dig a little deeper. So welcome again, everyone. We are going to do like a little spotlights, give each one of you like a little bit of time to talk about your work, your company's initiatives, what they do, who it serves, what makes it unique. And we would like you to share a little bit like how and why you started, what was the mindset behind it at the beginning. So this is what we are gonna hear from you at this one, at the spotlight section. So I would like to start with Senna, if that's okay.
Yeah, so hello guys. My name is Sana Kandid. I'm basically the founder of Kandid Designs on Etsy. And basically, what I do is I design cultural Islamic designs and I put them on tech accessories like phone cases, Kindle cases, magnetic rings, and stuff like that. I started in March of 2024, so it's been a little over a year. And the reason why I started was I love design and I really wanted to be able to express myself while also, connecting it to my values and my own beliefs. So, and I wanted it to be timeless. So I was like, okay, what is something that people always use? Phone cases. So I found a way to connect the things that I like and try to make it useful for everyday people. So I think that's what makes it unique in a sense, and it serves anyone that uses a phone, but also people that might share the same values and beliefs as me. But overall, anyone really can use it as long as it matches their aesthetic, really. And then I started, like I said, I already started because I love design and I wanted a way to just, do it in a way that I can do all the time. I didn't want it to be just a hobby. I wanted it to make a living out of it one day. Pretty much it.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And our other spotlight is Selim.
Right. Hello, everyone. My name is Selim Kılıç. I live in Brooklyn, however, do business in New Jersey, and my business is focused on supplying packaging goods to mostly e-commerce businesses. Um, I started it with a help of uh, somebody who brought a container of packaging goods, two items to New Jersey and couldn't sell. So he offered me to, start advertising it and selling it and go to door and knock businesses' doors and, try to have some deals with them on monthly basis. It was happening on 2022. And from now on, I added up some other packaging goods into the inventory and try to have some deals with other kind of businesses, bigger businesses. And here we are, 3 years later. Thank God it's my full-time job now. So yeah.
Awesome. That looks impressive, I'm not gonna lie. So great job. Keep doing what you're doing. And
Thank you.
our last panelist is kicking us. Can we hear your story a little bit?
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me, and thank you to my fellow speakers for sharing the space. So yes, I'm an Euler American writer, and I write for middle grade and young adult fantasy, and I'm planning to publish my debut novel, The Boy with the Black Blood, next year, God willing, inshallah. It's the first of a series, and it's a magic school book about a boy who finds himself lost and gets to go on this epic magical adventure, and he finds friends and home and all the good stuff that comes with that. Of course, he's gonna beat the bad guys, save the day, and get the girl. But it's kind of more than that, of course, because I part of my inspiration for this was my heritage as an Euler person. My country was invaded by China in 1949, and they faced oppression, and this is kind of my way of getting the justice that we didn't get in life and probably will not get. It's my way of also trying to create characters and put them out there that other ethnic people can see themselves in. And that is sort of where my mindset came with this was I wanted to create an entertaining book that young people could enjoy, that I used to enjoy, I still enjoy, where they could see themselves directly in that as well. So as far as challenge, I would say well, yeah, I am very afraid of failure and being judged. So this is a big step for me. And today is an example of me putting myself out here. So if I can survive this without making a fool of myself, I think that I will consider that a great personal success and write in my diary later. about it, about how I did a good job, and tell my therapist. So, thank you.
Awesome. I mean, like we all going through the kind of the same things every day as a challenge, but it's great to hear like we all are in the same boat at that point. And you guys are doing great. Like you guys are inspiring me and probably Gökçe here, but like you guys are gonna inspire at the end of this program. A lot of people are gonna be like inspired by all of you. Thank you so much for sharing your stories just a little bit on the surface. And I would like to start our roundtable discussion that we are gonna like interact each other. We have some questions that we would like to ask to our panelists here to dig a little deeper to understand the mindset, to understand how they see themselves and what they are doing on their journeys. So, like, I have a first question here that I would like to ask all of you. As an immigrant and a young entrepreneur, what does entrepreneurship mean to you? And what is like a connecting question, like to understand the concept better? What is something you wish more people understood about your journey? Because sometimes we don't have that much space to talk about our journey like detailedly or like give the background story or like to talk about our dreams or hopes, like it's not every environment are a safe environment for us. So how do you see this like with being immigrant and young in this generation nowadays? How do you see these things? And whichever you guys want to start, please go ahead. Floor is yours.
I can start first. So for me, I mean, I'm still very new to this entrepreneurship stuff. It's only been a little bit over a year, but I think that like as an immigrant and a young an entrepreneur, entrepreneurship for me means I get to shape my life around my own passions and my own interests. So I get to do whatever I feel like pretty much because, at the end of the day, it's my idea, which I really like the creative freedom of. So, experimenting that, getting to test like in my case, products and then testing designs, like it's my own area that I can do whatever I like, which I really enjoyed. And it's also an opportunity to, because of that, it's an opportunity to learn, create, just have fun, do trial and error. There was a lot of trial and error. So for me, that's what it means. And I think that something that I would like other people to know is that, especially if you want to also start it, it takes courage. It takes courage to take a risk and, invest in yourself, because you're not just investing money, you're investing your time, you're investing your energy. So I think that people might overlook those things, and it's important to know that every entrepreneur, whether small or big, they took a risk at one point of their life. So I think that would be really helpful for people to know and understand.
Amazing. Amazing. Exactly. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. It's that creative freedom, I believe like it's a different type of like satisfaction, like it's great. I hope everybody one day would feel in that way,
Mhm.
even if it takes courage, even if it takes like taking a risk part of it. But that feeling is like amazing feeling, I believe. So
Yeah. And
anybody else? Oh, please,
I
sorry.
I will also say that like you take that risk, and a lot of the times you feel like you're doing it alone because it's your business that you're starting. So you feel like you have to research alone, you have to do this alone, you have to try things alone, you have to reach out to companies alone to work with you. But at the end of the day, you're not really alone. There's always people around that are also going through the same thing. So it's important to be able to reach out and connect, just like how we are right now.
Awesome insight. Thank you.
Maybe I can ask like one on the spot question after she said like everybody's kind of going through the same difficulties, but you don't realize at the moment you think like, oh, I'm alone. Maybe through this journey, if you have some also mentorship, like through this process, okay, I met this person who went through the same process and I learned this. Kind of if you have some experience you want to share.
I'll say this. So I always wanted to start some kind of business and do something, but I never knew what I wanted to do. And like I was always like, I want to do something, I don't know what. And I think my push for me, I don't know if this answers a later question, but for me, I joined like an Etsy seminar that an Abe in New Jersey was doing, and he's like a successful Etsy business owner and stuff, and he was trying to get people to also do it. So I joined that, and after that meeting I was like, okay, I'm starting it. I'm starting my Etsy, and then I made my Etsy. I did all the research because what he said that stood out to me was that business owners, the ones that fail are the ones who fail are the ones who don't do research, don't give enough time and energy, and they just put it aside. Like if you don't do it, it's not going to get done. You just have to go for it. So I think he was my push, which I really appreciate. So I feel like we need to be able to go and join these kind of seminars and listen to these kind of talks because they're so inspiring, and that's how I started. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Perfect example.
Anybody? Salam, Kekanus, do you want to share your thoughts about the first question? I can repeat it if you guys need that.
Ladies first.
Thank you, Selim.
Okay.
I actually agree a lot with what Senna said. I think she put it beautifully, and I'd like to piggyback off of that. It's, for me, entrepreneurship is about doing ethical business and giving back to the community. My mother herself was a self-made businesswoman, and I remember watching her growing up. Everything that she worked so hard to build up, when she was finally in a position to be able to give back, she definitely did. She would help other mothers, especially people in marginalized groups that had difficulty accessing this and making a livelihood. She would help them start their businesses and invest in them. So that really made a big impact on me. And I think that, as Muslims too, we all kind of have that sense of responsibility and duty. And so, yeah, I would want to, at whatever level, whether it's to share the profits or share the learning experience or something like that, I would want to give back. And also, I think Senna said it beautifully, like you're investing a lot of things, but you're also investing your name and your reputation and your integrity. So I see a lot of, I'm sure you guys have seen businesses out there that just, they just want to make the money or whatever it is, and they don't care about all of the other stuff. And may God protect me. I don't ever want to go into that. It could be corrupting, but I want to make sure that even if everything doesn't work out, at the very least, I'm going to do my best to deliver a product that at the very least people will know that I gave it my all. So those things I think are really important to me.
Yeah, and I feel like for you especially, you're not just selling a product, you're selling an experience. So yeah.
Should be authentic, hopefully.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that insight, like from you. Like giving back to community is, I think, like a very important part of it. Like whatever we do, like even if we work in a corporate environment, like doing something in the spare time, like while we have to like protect our mental health and like physical health, but at the same time, like we are we are together on this, like we have to give back something to community, like as in like helping somebody or like sharing the profit or sharing whatever like you have to share. It is the one of the most important part of everything that we do. So thank you so much for stressing that part also. Selim?
Yeah, so what I will say now can sound cliche, but entrepreneurship is kind of a lifestyle for me. I always wanted to do my own business as well, since I know myself, since the childhood years. And thank God now I can do my business. Um, and it definitely comes with some risks that you gotta take. The first thing that you take as a risk if you're graduated from university is that everyone is expecting something from you, which is most of the time is right after starting a job, a full-time job and stuff like that. But if you want to do a business, I mean, you can start in a job and then try to start your own business on the side. That's a way too. But I chose go into the business fully. That was not making money at that time. That was kind of a risk, and I stressed out a lot too. I'm not gonna lie. But at the end of the day, thank God it's at a some certain level right now, which is very good feeling. I mean, I would want everybody to. I mean, not everybody would want to do some business maybe, but to the ones, I would wish everyone feels that feeling. That's very good.
Awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for your answer too. I don't really know you all, but I'm already feeling so proud of like each of you. So it's amazing to hear your perspective on this. And awesome. Thank you again. I'm like very impressed. So I got very excited. My second question is, what is one small win that felt like huge to you? Because like with your answers, we all like starting like whatever we want to do in life, like it took courage, right? Like it took like everything, like physically, mentally, like we have to invest, we have to like think through like most of the parts, like I mean like all the parts, and you do good research, like connect with each other, support each other. But like sometimes I believe like there is like some like little thing if you tell somebody, they think like, oh, okay, cool, you know. But you felt like, oh my God, this is like a huge win. It looks so small, but it felt like so huge to me. Like I would like to hear that part also,
I can go first this time.
of course.
All right. So when I started advertising that one guy, that one Abi's products, and tried to sell those, I was in university my last year of college, and I'm knocking on doors of businesses, and people are taking numbers and emails, but they never get back. And that the product that I sell was not a new thing; it's already in the market. You just try to be their supplier from that time on. So it's kind of hard to do that. However, the first customer of mine was a tile stone business in New Jersey, and the lady who I spoke to was very kind, was very understanding, and she was like, "Okay, I was buying it from somebody," and she was Turkish, and she was like, "I was buying it from some other, company that we don't know personally, but now we are here. Let's just go with you if you can match the prices." And that was a huge win for me because, that's the first customer. That's the first thing you actually, gain something. You'll actually make some money if it's even if it's very less, if you put it on monthly basis. But that was still something for me. It was a small thing, but it was actually huge for me. It felt huge. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean sometimes I think like a physical like benefit what we get like is it could be like money or like whatever, even if it's like small or like less than what we expected or we would like to have. I think that feeling is like I did something and like I achieved like a one little step, like I like get up like on that like other step on the ladder, like maybe like I don't know, like I think like the emotional satisfaction of the like part of the what you guys are doing is um probably amazing. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Maybe I can add this, like in Turkey, it was a culture for business owners. They like the first cash money, like 5 Turkish lira, 10 Turkish lira, they were like putting in
Right.
somewhere. It's like my first win. It's like one, bread amount of money probably, but it just, not a small win. End of the win, I guess, is small at this point, like if you have your own business. But yeah, thank you so much. Some great insights.
I can also add on. So for me, mine is the same case. My first sale was my greatest win because I created my Etsy in March of 2024. My first sale was in August of 2024. So I didn't get a sale for like 4 or 5 months. And in fact, during that time period, I forgot I had a business. So I was like, and then I was like, oh wait, I got a notification. What is this? Oh my God, a sale! Someone like, because imagine a shop that has zero sales, zero reviews, everything is just fresh. So that first sale meant a lot to me because after that first sale I got more sales and it escalated. So I think that was like a great win, and that first sale made me actually put more effort and more time into my thing because I was like, oh, okay, wait, so this can work. And it just like it just grew from there, which was amazing for me. So same answer.
Awesome.
From I who doesn't have any like personal business or something, because like if you don't have it, you just see, okay, this number is big, this number is small. You just see the financial side of the business as a win or loss. But apparently when you're in it, it's also connection you win, like the courage you win. Maybe it's the driving force for the next, the ideas you wanna do to put out there. So yeah, I'm totally inspired. I'm gonna open that Etsy shop probably after this. So
I did the exact opposite of what Sigmund did. He went all in. I took baby steps. So when I first started, I used a print on demand company, and I don't do this anymore, but I first started by putting my designs on like another company where if you get a sale, they take a good chunk of your profits, and then they ship it out for you. They do everything for you. You just put your designs there, and you get a little bit. The profit margin is really low. I don't really recommend it, but I started like that just to see if people would be interested in the designs. And then that's how I got my first sale. And then I started getting more sales. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm not making any money. And then so I started doing research, and I started looking into how I could, print my own cases. I bought like the machines, and like I started investing actually later on once I realized, okay, this might go somewhere. So I kept taking baby steps, and it helped me realize, it helped me kind of test the waters to see what people like and what they don't like. So, because I'm also a really cautious person. So I think, yeah, it's completely opposite experience from that. That's what I did.
I think that's a great range of experience to have on here, though, because people approach business very differently. My mom was more like Selim, where she was like, if you want big reward, you risk everything. But I like your approach too. I think I'm going to probably be more comfortable with your approach. And just, I guess, I was going to say, I'm also very inspired. I can't say that my win is selling because my book's not out yet. But it's very nice to hear you guys talk about that. And I look forward to hopefully next year being able to frame my first buy from someone that's not my family or friend.
I guess we
Awesome.
can.
I mean, like, go
Sorry,
ahead.
please go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, it's very inspiring seeing. I think like people were like talking about, like, especially in social media, like, um whoever like around you, who you like surround yourself, like your like perception change, like you start like realizing certain things, like whatever you talk about with your friend group or like people around you. And I am just like sitting here and feeling like I needed to meet you guys to like just like to feel that like a little cautious, because I am a very cautious person too, Sana. Like I am not that person that like that's why like Dylan is like interested like how you did. Like I cannot like knock people's door and like, hey, like I'm there, like I make these. I'm very like not there personally, but I mean, our friends, like our families, they're just like, no, this is amazing. Do it. Like you can do this, you can do that. But like finding that inside, it's sometimes like very hard. But you guys already inspire me, and like a bunch of like ideas, like creating like little bubbles around here. So like, thank you so much for sharing it. That's amazing to hear.
Yes, speaking of inspiration, I was coming to actually the Kekanus. We heard about the different side of business, but the publishing is also another business. Then you talk about a writer, it's a one aspect, but publishing, trying to publish your book by yourself is another thing. So I'm just gonna ask a just general question, but please, you're welcome to answer like for both aspects of the publishing and being a writer of it. That what inspired you to start this journey overall?
Sure. So I mean, I've always loved reading and writing. I've been doing that since I was a child. And one of the things I remember, especially growing up as an immigrant, as this is relevant for all of us. Yeah, my siblings and I had to flee my homeland because of persecution. And one of the ways that I coped with that feeling of helplessness of like being away from my home and seeing my people suffer was to just escape into books and just fantasy. And I thought, as I got a little older, I was like, oh, I mean, I would love to, create something like this where other people can find that sort of escape and safety. And then, of course, I wanted to add that element of, we see just in media everywhere all around us. It's always the same kind of character, the same type of person, We don't really see people looking like us or wearing hijabs being, other than the token like side friend or something. So I wanted to create something where, other immigrant youth, other ethnic people could see themselves and say, oh, okay, we can also be the good guys and, be the ones to win the story. So that is definitely where the idea came from. And my dad is a professor of literature and my mother's a businesswoman. So I don't know. I for some crazy reason, I thought maybe if I can like have a little bit of it. Um, that is really where the inspiration came from. As far as like publishing as a business, yeah, I wish, if I didn't have to worry about money, I would just write and then enjoy it because I do really enjoy it. It's a passion of mine. But especially in modern day, publishing is like a very much self-promote influencer thing. And even though I don't particularly like that aspect, I kind of have no choice to get, used to it and learn it. And if this is what I'm really passionate about, I have to do everything that I can to put it out there. So yeah, I'm going to be a business of one, hopefully, or more if I can get some money later. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, yeah, you will be believing it. It's also this space for you guys to share, like, do your marketing, do your advertising. So we would love to share later in our social medias also your guys' works. And maybe it's gonna be a little bit coming back to the first question that the immigrant, being immigrant entrepreneur, business owner, but as you said, like immigrant identity, I want to put out there so people can see, okay, I mean, let's be honest, on the news, on the papers, it's always that we are sharing the bad news over there because more interesting and increasing identity, unfortunately, of some groups, cultures. So, in order to change that, maybe we should, yes, as an immigrant, I'm here. As an immigrant, I'm doing. Maybe to consider that when we do our work, because you also said like doing your work ethically, and as in coming from a like a little bit more academic side, when you think, oh, I should do ethically, it means like I shouldn't lie, I shouldn't cheat, blah, blah, blah. At the same time, I should be careful about my representation, maybe just because of my identities I'm, carrying. I'm not saying that it should be it should be weighed on us, on our shoulders, but I think it should be
Responsibility.
way to create a love community. I'll simply put it. As you can say, like we can be the good guy, we can be the like the superhero in that story, and yeah, and everybody is their own superhero, of course. But yeah, thank you so much. It was a great conversation, actually.
Yeah, also I think like as a I think I can hear like I'm a first generation immigrant person. Like I am the only one from my family here. Like came like very early 20s at the beginning of my 20s. It's just like you're seeing like change, like the things are changing a lot, like stereotypes or like whatever, like the old ways to see things, like as a woman, as an immigrant, as a like young person. Like I mean, I don't know, maybe my generation felt that more like than you guys because you guys are more like open-minded, like more like you are being yourself, like more comfortable. This is my observation, wholly personal. Like for us, like we were like, oh, you're young, you don't know. Like, like nobody like really like cares about like what you think, like how you see things. It's just like if you're young, you just like excuse me, but young and dumb, like you don't know things, you will learn in life. Like that type of like perspective we always like so. But like recently, like I mean, since I'm like growing old, like I'm realizing actually like no, like kids' imagination is actually inspiring and young people's courage are inspiring. They don't have to be like 40 to understand things. Like with their experiences and with their creativities, like they show and like put a new face on things. And I think like that changing that perspective or impacting on that is like a huge win for all of you guys. Like whatever you do, like you're putting a different face, new perspective on like a old way of like looking or like conceptualizing things. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, and
Anybody wants to? And like, oh,
I
sorry.
100% agree with what you said. And honestly, I work like full time as a design teacher. And so my design, like my kind of design is my side, but my students, they teach me every day. Like I learn something from them every day. So I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also 100% agree. And I think you put it beautifully. Kids are like young people and kids are just really smart, really brave, and really bright. I think that they don't get a lot of credit from these so-called older generations. And I mean, if you look throughout history, they are the starters of revolutions. They are the makers of change. Like they have that perfect combination of sense of wonder and optimism for the future and maybe a little irresponsible courage. But our entire future rests on them. So I hope, I hope that we can be there to support them.
Definitely hope so. Okay, I am going for my last question for our roundtable discussion, which I love. So like, let's keep talking. So I was wondering, actually, this is like, to be honest, like I was asking this question, like at the beginning, I was thinking of this question, like more of a personal reason, because like I would like to ask this question like to so many people, which I cannot like really reach. But like since I have you guys here, I would like to hear your experiences or like ideas. Like at the beginning, you guys like can tell us with the different perspectives. Like I was thinking this, but like with starting my um, creative journey, like I ended up thinking like this. So I was always like wondering, do you guys believe in a perfect timing? Is there such a thing like perfect timing to start something? Because Sena like mentioned before, like with the it's a seminar, like it just like the researching, like putting like serious effort to it, like putting serious like energy to it is gonna like make it happen, and like the taking a risk, like feeling that courage to start something. Um, like yes, they are there, but like sometimes like I feel like is this the time, like because sometimes like with the life, like we are losing that like I'm gonna say childish, but like in a positive way, like childlike thought process. So like the system like kind of like sucks us in. So like you have to work 9 to 5, have a house, like how sell them sell like after college, you have to land a like good salary job, and like it's a stable money. You have to do this, you have to do that. Like every culture has different type of like expectations, or every family different type of like expectations. So job, house, marriage, kid, like whatever it is, like, and at the same time like they expect you to like go up on your career, like whatever you pick, even you pick like without like really knowing, like you have to like every time like you have to put something on it. Like you don't have that, like you cannot find that courage easily, that like okay, like I invested my 10 years is this job which I don't even like how am I gonna start like from the scratch, like from the beginning. So at that time, like I mean at that perspective, I was like always thinking like, is there any like a perfect timing, or is this just a luck, or is it just one moment that you just start, like what sparks it on that aspect. Oh my God, I asked that question very longly,
But it was great.
but yeah, is there any perfect timing for you guys? What is perfect timing? Is it
I,
real?
I think that's a great question, actually. And I remember having to, like, other people being asked this question before and seeing how they answered and things like that. But first of all, I don't believe in luck at all. I think that for me, it's a combination of actually both of those things, perfect timing and also just constant, persistent years and years and years. And if you think about it, if you look at the people that you look up to, that you want to emulate, that are successful in whatever industry, we as the audience or the consumer, we see just the success at like the end, right? But if you dig a little bit deeper, and certainly if you ask them, I'm sure you're going to see 20, 30, maybe more than that, years of like not just working towards whatever business or craft, but holding on to that dream or passion, whatever it may be, because we all face challenges, right? So, this is not something that happens overnight. So for me, it's two part, I've been working, I've been writing a long time, and I have been building up the courage to do this for over 10 years. And I've had certainly many professional and personal setbacks. And the only thing that I can credit myself, if I can even do that, is that I never really gave up this dream. So it seems like I just like wrote a book last week and came here, but this is like the end of a long journey However, on the other hand, I don't believe in luck. Everything is fate, in my opinion. And if you keep showing up in the best way that you can, I really genuinely believe that God is just going to cut you a slack one perfect day. It might look like it's the perfect moment, but I think that that is just the reward of like persistently showing up each day, no matter what happens. And so, yeah, I think it's both of them.
Yeah, I'll also add on to that. I also think that no matter how much we plan, I personally believe that Allah already has a plan for us regardless. So that perfect timing, it kind of just comes with your persistence. How much do you really want it? Because Allah will reward your persistence no matter what, inshallah. But I will say this, my dad has told me to start selling my designs for years. And I know he's watching this. So my parents, actually my mom too, they've been telling, okay, you should start doing this, you should start doing this for years. And I never started because I always thought, okay, no, I'm busy, I have this, I have that, I have that. And then I started, and then they were like, why didn't you start sooner? So really, it's like at the end of the day, you can't really control it, but if you really want something, you're not going to get it until you try. So you have to put in that effort, and inshallah you'll be rewarded with that effort. So my answer is perfect timing, no, not really, you just got to go for it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Do you have
same.
anything to add, Selim? You think in the
Same.
same way?
Perfect timing is never coming. So you gotta start.
Okay.
If it's not the perfect time, it will wait there, just like Miss Senna told us before, the Etsy shop sat there for like how many months?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Without anything, right? Yeah. But then it takes off. I mean, you gotta put the first step in, and then it will do, inshallah.
I'm so happy that I hear that. I think I needed to hear this. I was like so curious about this because I mean, like on the side, I create things, but like I never felt like I was confused about that part. Like I couldn't like wrap my mind around it, and that's probably why I'm here today. That's a good place to land. Thank you so much for sharing that side, that your perspective about the perfect timing, which I mean that makes sense. Anything, Gökçe hocam?
No, thank you so much. I mean, I've been keep saying it was really inspiring, but at the same time, it's like seeing the real stories always makes I guess, the difference at the end for the people who is not like, who is an observer. And because we see that from the like social media, those influencers, you just see the sweet side of it. But talking about the challenges and the loses, wins, and everything was really inspiring and exciting. And if there's nothing we want to add, I can wrap up quickly. I'll say again, thank you so much for you guys coming here, sharing your stories so openly. And thank you for everyone who's watching and being part of this Innovation Without Borders event. And like our panelists can kind of say, it's about like showing up every day. So as I said, I'm free. We are trying to showing up. We're trying to empower the young entrepreneurs and founders. So let's share, let's keep connected and be the voice of youngs, I guess.
Yeah, thank you so much for everyone that like sharing your stories, your journeys. Believe me, like I mean, we just like come here like five of us like talking, like it's already inspiring for me and Gökçe like reflect her feelings about that also. But I know like a lot of people, doesn't matter what age group they are. I think we all need like that little inspiration sometimes, like that little push, the little trigger that somebody say the like what we need to hear sometimes in the different environments, and it just that like the whole like puzzle pieces like just kind of like find their spot. So that felt like that for me. Thank you so much. You like each of you guys like are amazing and you doing a great job, and thank you so much for accepting our invitation and joining and sharing your journeys with us. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us as well. And thanks for Set Them Free for all the great works that have been done. I mean, I don't know since when, but I know them for a very long time. They are doing great jobs. Thank you, Set Them Free family for that one too. Thanks.
Thank you for the good wishes and the compliments. As I said, I'm free, and for Bishra Hoca also, I'll take it. And I want to say thank you guys too, but maybe we should comment on Set and Free a little bit, like we are trying to bring the young people, not only young people, but like the people who inspire, who wants to share their stories, because every person is a new story, every experience that some has inspiring points in it. Sometimes we don't realize at the moment, maybe. But so thank you, Satanfri, for reaching the people. So please, if you want to share your story, connect us from our social medias. We would like to host you too. We would like to share your story. And for you guys, I hope your businesses, your the initiatives goes well the way you want it, the best way it can go. So please be
Inshallah.
stay in contact, inshallah, and we'll be supporting you. Thank you so much for coming today again.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.